Okay, hello everyone. I am thrilled to see so many people excited about expanding their skills in telepractice. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us. I sincerely hope that you enjoy this webinar and leave knowing how you want to add to your skills. As a little bit of housekeeping, we do have that chat feature in Zoom webinar. You can use that to introduce yourself if you like, and if you have any technical difficulties or questions, put them in there. I may not be able to reach all the questions immediately, but I will take some time at the end of the training to go over any unanswered questions, and I'm always available by email and phone if you need. There will be a recording of this for anyone who signed up, so feel free to come back and watch this again as you need. Hi, Casey. Good morning. All right, so today's agenda, let's dive right in. Today is all about Telepractice and You. Hopefully, you are listening today because you want to become the best teleclinician you can be. During today's webinar, we will discuss several aspects of telepractice. First, we'll do a brief introduction. Second, we'll go over 5 must-knows about telepractice. Then we'll dive into getting started in telepractice, finding clients and contracts, starting your own business, and finally, how you can take the first step to make all of this happen. But first, before we get too deep into the weeds, I'd like to know a little bit about you guys. So I'm going to launch a short series of polls here. Let's see if this works. This is my first time actually using the webinar, so I'm really excited about this. Okay, there are 3 questions here. I'm going to launch this. The first one is asking about your experience in telepractice. Are you guys able to see this poll? Great. So I'd like to know who here, has some experience in telepractice, if you're all beginners, or if you're advanced. Also, what you're looking to improve in your career. You can pick multiple things on here if you're wanting to start work in telepractice, improve skills you already have, or start your own business. And then what are you most excited to learn about? Do you want to get a job? Do you want to start your own business? Do you need materials? Do you need research and strategies? Or do you want to apply teletherapy to what you do already? Okay, Sophia doesn't see the poll. Anyone else not see the poll? I'm getting some results. Sophia, if you're on mobile, that may be part of the reason here. Okay, looks like everyone, we've got about 61% of people have voted. I'll give you just a little bit longer to vote if you would like. But overall, I'm seeing that most of our people here have no experience in telepractice. That's great. I'm excited to see some newbies. It looks like most people are interested in starting to work in telepractice and starting their own business. And then people want to know research and strategies, materials, how to start their business, really pretty much everything. All right, we can work with this. Great, great information. Okay, I'll share this with you so you guys can see the results here. I'm sorry about the technical issue there on not being able to hit the submit button. I'm not sure if I can see a response or not. It may not have taken. You can always reach out and let me know, personally what you are looking for here. But it looks like we have a lot of newbies looking for work in telepractice or even starting their own business, and we want some strategies for how to do that. Sounds good. Thank you, you guys. All right, so you may be wondering who I am. Oh, my voice is cutting in and out. All right, let's make sure that this is working for you guys. Can you hear me okay? Casey, what do you think? Okay, sounds good. I'll go ahead and go forward. If any of you have technical difficulties where you can't understand me and you want more information, just reach out. I'll be sure to help you. So for introductions, my name is Marissa Rushlow. I am the owner of Linguabilities. the sponsor of this webinar, and I'm a licensed speech language pathologist. I graduated with both my bachelor's and master's degrees from Indiana University in Bloomington. Go Hoosiers! And as a part of my telepractice work, I have 5 years experience working exclusively online in the schools and in private practice. This led me to seek out licenses in 6 states, including Texas, Oklahoma, Indiana, Illinois, Florida, and California. I am also the author of several published courses on telepractice available for CEUs. My whole drive today for writing today's course is that I truly believe telepractice is the future. I want to do my part to make sure that that future is bright. As I mentioned, this webinar is for people looking to learn more about telepractice, either as an introduction to the field, to improve their skills as existing teleclinicians, or even to venture out with their own telepractice business. When I transitioned my practice from in-person to online, there were no trainings available. It was completely fly by the seat of your pants, and as a result, I had a lot of bumps in the road. So my hope for you during this time is that you not only get excited about telepractice and starting this next stage of your career, but that you can traverse this new area of the field without so many growing pains. Because I'm a speech pathologist, many of my examples are going to reference speech therapy, but know that this webinar can apply to really any related field: OT, PT, mental health, even special education and general education. As we consider telepractice as a field, there are 5 must-knows. Let's start with our first one. Telepractice, also sometimes called teletherapy or online therapy, is a quickly growing area of speech pathology. And it's also growing in other related areas like we mentioned: OT, PT, special ed, mental health. So in speech therapy, this is because of an SLP shortage. This is all across the country, but we're especially seeing it in rural and low-income areas because the SLPs aren't living there. As a result of this, 80% of rural schools have therapist shortages. Can you imagine that? 80% of our rural schools don't have the therapists they need. How much of America is rural? That's really tremendous. We also know that between 2010 and 2020, there's an estimated 23% job opening growth for SLPs. So we're reaching that 2020 mark pretty quickly, and it'll be interesting to see if those predictions are accurate. What we do know is that there's a mismatch between where the job opportunities are and where the SLPs are. So school districts especially are filling this void by using teletherapy instead of in-person therapists. It's really important to know that telepractice isn't actually a different type of service. It's simply a different delivery model for the same service. So what this means for you is that all the same standards we have for in-person therapy apply to teletherapy. We have to provide the same quality therapy that we would in person. We have to abide by the same ethical standards, and there's even some extra ones that only apply online. We still have to be just as knowledgeable in our understanding of evaluation, treatment, and counseling, and then know how to translate those skills to the online space. This is where the finesse of a really good teleclinician comes out. Now that we know our clients are getting the same benefits from online speech therapy as in person, you may wonder, what does telepractice have in store for me? First off, it's one of the only jobs in speech therapy that lets you work from home. I don't know about you, but this is huge for me. Having a chance to go throw a load of laundry in or be home for a package delivery is really nice. I also get to spend more time with my dogs, which I can't complain about. Telepractice also allows you a fairly flexible schedule because you're scheduling with individual families or individual schools with the days and hours that you want to work. Now, there are some restrictions like working within general school hours if you're doing a school contract, but I've had families working with me at 7:30 at night because it worked well for both of us. It worked especially well for me because I'm not a morning person. Also with teletherapy, there are no on-call hours, and you can take on as many clients on your caseload as you need to make the money that you want. Another great aspect of telepractice is the sheer number of job opportunities out there. There's many existing telepractice companies, and they're quickly expanding to reach all the states in the U.S. Then, as legislation starts to catch up with the technology, we're sure to see greater reimbursement and coverage of the online services. In fact, the other day, I saw that it was actually anticipated by 2024 that online healthcare would outpace in-person healthcare and then increase from there. So think about that. Our job by 2024 may actually be moving to a largely online delivery model. That's really mind-blowing. Working in telepractice also allows you to treat clientele you may never have met before. This is exactly because of the rural and low-income areas we talked about and how the field is growing. For example, I've worked with many families who live on working farms, maybe an hour away from town. And there's also a large Native American population that receives teletherapy. It's really fun not only to meet these people, but then expand what I can do with my skills by taking into account their specific speech and language needs. You get to meet some really interesting people with telepractice. Finally, telepractice also has the potential to give us more money for less time. Just as you're working to save your clients time and money, telepractice can do the same for you. So think about how much time you spend commuting to your job. Maybe 30 minutes, an hour. Now imagine commuting to your second bedroom and you're done. That's exactly what I do. Think about how much time we waste pulling kids from classrooms or trying to squeeze old, clunky paper documentation in between sessions. Now imagine having immediate access to your files and the freedom to schedule your clients with the click of a button. It's a big difference, right? Those little shavings off time and the financial investment that we're making in our jobs is really going to make the change in how much we can make in a day. I hinted at this a little earlier, but as telepractice grows, we have to think about how this changes the therapy and education marketplace. We live in an increasingly global world, right? Think back to even 10 years ago how difficult it was to connect with people internationally or across the country. You guys remember those international calling cards where you had to dial like 17 digits so it didn't cost you an arm and a leg to talk to someone overseas, it just cost you an arm? And video conferencing, oh my gosh, it was so clunky. Now, with the click of a button, we can immediately chat with someone halfway across the world with high-definition video and sound quality. That's pretty amazing. So as the world becomes smaller, a bigger market for therapy and education opens up because we can access more clients across the nation and even the globe. But this is when it's crucial that we stay competitive because we need to provide the best services we possibly can. Not only are the telepractice companies going to be looking for this in their hiring, but clients can be pickier with their choices now that they have so many. As it stands right now, most telepractice jobs, at least through the agencies, are in public, private, and charter schools. You may be thinking, where are the adults? I wonder that too. There's a hugely untapped market for adults, like in hospitals and SNFs. There's also no tele yet in early intervention, which would be a great addition. And with outpatient, the number of clinics doing teletherapy is starting to grow. So what this means for you is that more opportunities for jobs outside of what exists today are there. It's an untapped market. Like I said, telepractice is the future. These changing market trends may also affect our compensation structure. As we think about the value of our services, we need to consider the worth and impact of providing our skills online. For example, if you are buying therapy, would you want to pay more or less for an online session? How do you think your clients will view the legitimacy of our profession online? Some people may think online is useless or it should automatically be cheaper. It's our job to know how the research backs teletherapy and then communicate that to our clients both in our demeanor and pricing structures. So in short, don't undervalue what you do simply because it's being done online. Being able to translate your hard-earned therapy skills to the online setting is a true skill in itself. I'll give you an example. You can be the most knowledgeable expert in AAC, but if you don't know how to translate that information to a client you only see on a screen, then it's not really that helpful, is it? Specific training in telepractice is critical to make sure we're keeping that quality standard up where it should be. We owe it to our clients and ourselves to make sure that our technology and clinical skills are up to the challenge of telepractice. It's not insurmountable at all. It just takes some planning. Okay, so you're in, right? You're ready to do this tele thing. You're ready to jump into a telepractice career or expand on the one you already have. Where do you get started? First, research the existing telepractice companies out there. Where are they serving clients? Is it in one region of the United States, or is there any international market? How much are they charging, and then how much are you being compensated? What kind of clientele will you get to work with? After you get a handle on some opportunities, make sure your technology skills are up to snuff. We wear the IT hat a lot as teletherapists. We have to be experts not only in the therapy aspect of our job, but the technology and accessibility features for online work too. Finally, decide the best route to actually find your clients, whether that's through an existing company or one of your own. Now let's run with that last idea for a minute. Do you want to work through an agency, probably in the schools? Fine, there's plenty of opportunities to do so. Or do you want to market yourself individually? Do you want to be the one to reach for one of those untapped markets in telepractice that we mentioned? We know that telepractice companies are becoming increasingly scrutinous in their hiring choices as more opportunities arise. We also know that there are these untapped markets for adults, young children, and non-school settings. These have immense potential for teletherapy. We have the option of finding our clients either way. It's just up to you to decide how you want to structure your practice. You need to get creative and decide what's right for you. Did the idea of marketing yourself without a company resonate with any of you? I know it definitely did for me after just a short while of working with agencies. Thank you, Crystal. Yes, both in person and online, I was ready to be on my own. I want you to ask yourself this. Is it time to cut out the middleman? How much money is a staffing agency taking from what they charge the school versus what they give you? Is this a fair percentage, or do you know you're worth more? Are you ready to reach those untapped markets? You could be one of the forerunners to expand telepractice in those desperately needed areas. Sounds great, right? It definitely is, but it takes determination and know-how. To find clients, land those big contracts, and set yourself up for success, you need to have a game plan. You need to have the right training first to line up all the pieces when you actually start taking action. Are you ready to maximize your earning potential and be your own boss? You can definitely start your own business. Absolutely. It just takes knowing the path to succeed. First, you'll want to do a lot of market research. What is the market in your regional area, or maybe the state that you want to practice in? What states actually need the most therapists? What companies are already cornering the market, and then what needs are left unfilled? Where do you fit in? Next, you need to make a business plan. Find out who your customers are. Discover what sets you apart from the existing companies and services. Plot out your strengths so that you can communicate them to potential clients and identify your weaknesses to work on improvement. What do you need to succeed? Finally, get the training you need. How do you actually craft that business plan? What's a mission statement, and why is it so important? How do you actually learn the skills you need to transfer what you already know to online clients? How do you find and learn the best technology options? Perhaps most importantly, where do you find your clients? These are questions we'll help you answer so you're automatically set up for success. By now, I hope that you've decided you want to be your best teleclinician, the very finest version of yourself as an online therapist that you can be. It's simply a matter of figuring out how to do that, right? Ask yourself, are the limited resources available on Telepractice actually helpful? Will these resources and trainings actually help you land a job or contract? Are you going to walk away feeling confident, or is it still overwhelming? Let us guide you. Our trainings are expertly designed to guide you step by step and to hit the ground running. We've already done the market research so we can help you decide who to contract with or who to compete against. We know the rates and the needs of teletherapy, so we can help you negotiate your hourly rates with companies or price yourself competitively in your own business. We also offer individualized business coaching to specifically plan and meet your goals. So are you ready to take the next step? Today's webinar was just the tip of the iceberg in telepractice training. And we want to know everything that we can about telepractice, right? We want you to know it all. To make that happen, we're offering 12 courses on telepractice and business planning. You can take each one individually and learn exactly what you're looking for on demand. Or if you're really ready to take your career to the next level, order all 12 and you'll save $200 off your total. Let's take a look at the planned course offerings. Over the next 6 weeks, we will meet twice per week for approximately an hour to discuss each of these topics in depth. You'll notice that there are 4 categories: introductory classes, intermediate classes, advanced classes, and business planning. These are organized to help define what level of telepractice skill delivery you have and then guide your purchase, but you're completely free to pick and choose whatever interests you. Our introductory classes include Telepractice 101, Telepractice Assessments, and Treating with Telepractice. Moving to intermediate, we have Telepractice for adult clients, Telepractice and Pediatrics, and Behavioral Management and Collaboration Strategies for Telepractice. In advanced, we have moderate and severe caseloads in telepractice, because yes, we do see those kids. Telepractice and AAC, and dysphagia management via telepractice. And finally, the last portion is about business planning. This is where you'll learn to start your own business, learn about ethics and privacy for telepractice, and how to land teletherapy contracts and clients. Each course is expertly designed using the latest research, tried and true methods, and solid business acumen to dive deep into these topics and ensure you succeed. As I mentioned, each course is available individually, and you can take as many as you want. But your biggest savings comes with our package deal, where you can save $200 on your total order of all 12 courses. We even offer individual business coaching with customized options for whatever your business needs are. You've heard about my success transitioning into telepractice as a business owner. You can experience the same freedom knowing you're making a difference to your clients from afar. If you're like me, I'm always hesitant to pull the trigger on a purchase. I want you to think about this. Training for telepractice is an investment. It's an investment in yourself and your career. This is going to make you a better therapist. This is going to set up your business for success. That is truly priceless. It's also an opportunity to future-proof yourself for the market. We saw that technology and speech therapy especially are quickly changing. Don't get left in the dust just because you haven't translated your hard-earned skills to that online setting. Finally, know this is fun. We're not just experts, we are passionate. We are as passionate as you can get about helping others know what we know. So become one of our happy, confident clients and see the difference these trainings will make in your career. Just like today, we have only limited seats available for our online training and business coaching. You're on the cusp of the next great step in your career. Click through the Great link. I will also put this in the chat so that you're able to access it. This will take you immediately to get more information on our courses. All right, that link should be up there in the chat. This link not only shows you how to order your courses right now, but gives you access to our private Facebook group dedicated to learners, as well as our exclusive mailings and resources. We'll be starting these courses on Monday, August 12th, so act now to take advantage of our full course package and save $200. Don't miss your chance to learn the exact skills you need to excel in telepractice. I want to thank all of you for your attention, and I can't wait to talk with you more. Feel free to reach out with any questions. I'm going to stay here on the chat for a little bit. If you guys have any questions that you want me to answer here for the recording, you can also reach me at info@linguabilities.com. That's LINGU abilities.com. You can also reach me by phone at 317-225-8349. And I'm on social media, mostly on Facebook and Instagram. It has been a blast hanging out with you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you, Sophia. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Thank you, Stephen. Thanks, Shannon. Thanks, Tracy. Thanks, Marlo. Casey, good question. Absolutely. Our course can be translated to OT and PT. This applies to all of the different related fields: special education, general education, OT, PT, mental health. It's not speech specific. It's run that way. It's written that way because I'm a speech pathologist, but you can absolutely take this information and take it to other fields. Sophia asks, in our seminars, are we going to dive into technology knowledge? Absolutely. We're going to tell you the technology that you need so that you can get started, the best hardware and software, some IT information so that you can put on that IT hat and help your clients. Definitely. Casey asks, I assume you're going over contracting with a pre-existing company and starting your own private practice as well. Absolutely. If we go back to the course options right here, we have courses that are designed to help you boost your skills as a telepractitioner with an existing company. And we can talk about how to negotiate your rate, the skills that you're going to need to get hired because they are getting a little bit more scrutinous. If you want to go that direction. And then the business planning piece, if you want to start your own private practice, we can definitely help you with that as well. This is geared specifically toward telepractice if you want to be under a header or on your own, either way. Sophia asks if we're going to show how to do an online assessment. That always worries me. Of course, yeah, that's a big one. And I understand why it does worry you. There's a lot of finesse to it that you have to figure out how you're going to show certain things, or if you need somebody in the room. We will definitely go over assessments in the second course, telepractice assessments. Yep, we'll talk about parents and paras and who else may be in the room. Exactly. You're very welcome, Sophia. Casey asks how long the modules are for sale. They're going to be for sale up to the point at which they happen. So because we're starting on the 12th, if you want to get the full 12 course deal, you will need to buy it before August 12th. If you're interested in doing pieces here and there, a course in intermediate, a course in advanced, a course in business planning, give me a call, give me an email. We can chat about how to best do that. Yes, go click the link to see all the pricing and ordering information. Thank you, Marlo. Does anyone else have any questions about telepractice, getting started, our courses? All right, I'll share the page that you should be seeing if you have clicked the link. So this is the landing page to go into our Launch Your Telepractice Career coursework. All right, everybody, thank you so much for attending today. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day. If you have any additional questions or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to me again. My information is in the modules, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much. Bye.